The special inauguration day edition of Journalist Hangout, and we still have the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. 10 firms have been shortlisted for the 4th Million Bridge. Mr. Governor, is the project still feasible, especially given the impact of COVID-19 as well as the dwindling resources globally?
Well, thank you very much, Ayo. We'll be very careful to not bite more than we can chew. So the 4th Mainland Bridge is a very creative financing model that we're putting together there. We started by doing what we call an expression of interest, and we got about 32 international players expressing interest on their interest to develop the 4th Mainland Bridge. Right now, we have about 9 remaining. And so they've gone through 3 stages. They are at the large stage now, which is where they are submitting their full proposal and their bills, and our consultants and our advisors will be looking at it. But the question you ask is, how well is this project on track, and given dwindling resources and the global issues around COVID-19? This is a critical infrastructure that will transform the transport and traffic movement and journey time of Lagos. This is a 37-kilometer ring road that is crossing both the waterways, and is going to be like an M25 that you have in the UK. But what have we done? We're not using our own finance. We're actually raising a PPP model where the private sector are the ones leading the finance for this project. And so part of the things that we'll be doing to determine the preferred bidder at the end of the day is to check the financial capability of the final investor. So you must be able to demonstrate that you have the financial resource. You must be able to show to us that you have what it takes financially and technically before you become the preferred bidder. And that process is being led, by a team of consultants that we've chosen transparently. And so they're the ones working with us on that. We have some roles to play, and we're committed to those roles, at ensuring that they get all of the studies that we're meant to give to them, and ensure that the social impacts of it are also well reviewed upon. So we're working with them, and we're ensuring, and we're hoping that within the first quarter of next year, we might be able to finalize who will be the preferred bidder for that project. And once it's signed off, it becomes a contract that nobody can pull away from. Because what will happen at that time is that you will be doing what we call a financial closure, meaning that you will have been able to raise sufficient funding that will take that project to completion from the beginning. You will know where the funding is going to come from. So it's creative financing, and it's not going to distort our own budget at all. So we're committed, and we're believing that we'll get the right partner that will work with us on that project.
Mr. Governor, one of your favorite programs is the Eco-Excel. Maybe many years down the line, many people will see it as synonymous with your name. And it's meant to boost learning at the primary school level. The question is, apart from this, what other steps are you taking to stimulate educational development in Lagos State? And then, what are the concrete plans that you have to integrate digital learning in tertiary institutions as well, and integrate work methods, remote work methods into the civil service?
Okay, Babajide, my namesake, you've loaded so many questions
together. Yes, because I can see that you had a long day.
You're tired.
Yes. Well, it's okay. Thank you very much. We're excited with the little success we've seen with the Eco-Excel. It's a journey that I've just started, right? But we're truly excited that we're seeing a clear channel that's the way to go. Even before COVID, we've said to ourselves that education and technology as an enabler for education is a strong component of our deliverable. So we're attacking it in different forms. The EcoExcel is just one. It's a tablet-driven learning solution for our teachers and our pupils at the primary school level. So what it does is that we were going to be seeing the same kind of workflow, the same kind of what they call lesson notes for all our teachers in all of the primary schools. All of them having the same lesson note, having the same skills, having the same curriculum that they will be giving to our pupils. And we can monitor them remotely. That's the beauty of this tablet. So beyond the primary school is to now take it to the secondary school. The plan for the secondary school is that we're also working on a tablet, and it's been almost finalized, where all of the textbooks that is required, all of the question papers that will take even to WAEC and NECO level, they will have been downloaded onto this tablet. And we're also working not only with tablets, we're also working with telephones. And I'm glad to say that we've gotten donation of about 25,000 lines, as another learning capability that will be handing over to some of our students. Wow. So how we intend to solve all of these things is also ensuring that all of our schools have internet capability. So there is no way you can begin to talk of technology if you don't have internet capability. No. So in our design of our smart city model and our what we call a metropolitan fiber engagement, and the first stage, we're deploying about 3,000 kilometers of fiber optics. It's the PPP model. And what we've signed with a partner is that they'll be dropping fiber at each of our schools and hospitals, by the way. So each of our schools, they'll be dropping fiber there so that it will become a plug and play. Once the fiber is there, then the other things that we need to have on it becomes a lot easier, right? So that's the plan for the secondary. For the higher institution, right, we've set up what we call Code Lagos. And during this pandemic lockdown, I'm glad to announce to you that all of our tertiary institutions, all the 7 tertiary institutions we have in Lagos, they've started online learning. We've deployed the technology, we've paid for the solution, and thousands of them are currently enjoying the benefit of this. And the other thing we've also done, which we are not talking about a lot, is what we call, the Sanwo-Olu free mobile service, free internet service. It's in over 500 locations, and this internet is working free. We deliberately ensure that we increase the capability of these free internet services at our higher institutions, and they're currently enjoying it. So what that means is that people are beginning to do learning, remotely. People are beginning to do learning in their higher institutions, with various handheld devices, including their telephones and their tablet. And that is ongoing, as we speak. I mean, it's something that you can test, you can ask, it's ongoing. But we need to still be able to scale it up. And so we're looking at LASU especially, and we're saying what are the challenges we have with internet connectivity in LASU that we can strengthen. And we're doing that, and we're hoping that in the next months or so going forward, it will be a robust, connectivity that you will see there. So we're intertwining both at the primary level, a plan for the secondary, and a global plan for the tertiary institutions. And this is a new us now. It's clear to all of us that, remote learning, online learning is also one of the various ways in which we can wrap up, the learning capabilities in all of our schools and places of learning. And we're trying to deploy resource in all of these areas in the next weeks and months, ahead going forward. And the other thing that I think you're asking is that how are we going to be, tying all of these learning capabilities to our solutions in the public service? How would we be doing virtual meetings at our public offices? How would we be doing virtual meetings, at our various other MDAs? Right? I'm happy to let you know that is currently happening. That is currently working in a lot of our offices. I dare say to you that in the last 2 months, we've had 8 or 9 cabinet meetings, and we've had all of these meetings online. It's not only at cabinet meetings, we usually have various interministerial meetings, using online capabilities. So, and government has been on, even whilst 80% of Alausa are not physically there, governance and government is still going on. Like I did mention to you earlier, we commissioned about 7 projects this morning, virtual. Right? About 7 projects were commissioned and handed over to our citizens this morning virtually. We've gone there, we've taken pictures, and we just did a ceremonial cutting tapes, and it's ready for our citizens to take over. Right? So that is the new us now, and that is the new way, to go. On Alausa, we have what we call a campus internet architecture that we started since last year, and we're almost finalizing that architecture. So what that means is that every single building there is wired up, so they can work remotely, they can work in their offices, and it's the only way where we can ensure that, we can track what everybody is doing, and it can make work a lot easier, and we can monitor, and we can manage resource better, and we know that each of and every one of them can bring out the very best, in all of them. Everybody has this capability.
Okay, Mr. Governor.
To strengthen the infrastructure around this capability to ensure that people can utilize what we've provided for, and we can have a better learning environment in the state and in our various offices in Lagos State.
We didn't know we are going to stay this long. Finally, in the next 365 days, what should Lagosians expect from you, Mr. Governor? In the next 365 days, what should people of Lagos expect from you?
Your message to Lagosians. What's your message basically to Lagosians?
Hello? Mr. Governor, I said wrapping up now. In the next 365 days, what should the people of Lagos expect from your administration? Oh, we lost connection with him.
Looks like
Wow.
that was a wide-ranging interview.
Bumper to bumper. And one thing that is very, very significant is that you didn't get the strength of Babajide Sanwo-Olu till the time of COVID-19. The way he has shown leadership across Nigeria now, when you're talking about governors, I don't think there's any governor in Nigeria that can raise shoulder to shoulder, rank shoulder to shoulder with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu in terms of the way he has administered this COVID-19 pandemic, even before the federal government started.
Yes, adversities throw up the value of great leaders, and it has pleased God to show us the true strength of the Lagos State Governor at the time when we had this pandemic. And he has shown true leadership. The potential has always been there. All you need to do is just listen to him. You see the potential. You see a man who is on top of his game, who has tremendous knowledge of his state. You cannot doubt that, because where you interview a governor who does not who did not know the question that you ask him next, and you get the quality of response, you can test that he knows Lagos inside out, and that is very important. So he has shown that he has always had that knowledge of the state. Now, this pandemic came, and it was an opportunity for him to show the stuff that is made up, and he's done that very well. The president has commended him for the leadership that he has shown. We've seen a world-class health professional in Professor...
About security experts.
Yes. So saying that the man has shown true leadership, and that his knowledge of the COVID-19 is tremendous at this time. So it's a good thing. All that Lagosians want is good governance. And our wish is that it will not be distracted, and it will continue to give good governance. Of course, if he gets distracted, it is our job to let him know that, look, that's not why you are elected. And we will say that to him if he gets distracted. We will not spare the rod if he gets distracted. That is our job as journalists. Our job as journalists is not simply to be praising people who rank at the... No. No matter how much we think you are, how good we think you are, when you step out of line, you will be told that, look, what you have done is wrong. So we wish him good luck in the next 365 days.
I mean, the same thing we look at the strength of the states, you know, is the internal revenue generation of that state, the capability of Lagos to, you know, IGR of like 1 billion a day, but during the time of this pandemic, it has distracted so many things. And it's talking about the red line, the light rail project and everything. So how do you think they're going to get funds?
In fact, these are a lot of massive and huge infrastructural projects that, you know, they're looking to achieve over the next 3 years. And I mean, we hope that a lot of these things come to fruition. We're looking forward to seeing, especially the light rail projects come to fruition, and also the 4th Mainland Bridge as well. But one of the things that, you know, the governor, I think he has done is, the first thing he did was to appoint a first-class cabinet made up of technocrats, young people who know what they're doing, who are not only coming to, you know, speak Queen's English to us and bamboozle us, but they also know what they're doing. They're hands-on. A lot of the professionals, you know, have been able to provide sound advice and counsel to the governor to know what to do. And then the involvement of the private sector,
I think
is another
Dari
key.
from Kaduna. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I want to felicitate with the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on the 35 days in office. You know, the Bible says, he who fails in the days of adversity, the whole house small your strength is. So it means that you're expected to have been building up your strength before the days of adversity come. His steps in tackling the pandemic is highly commendable. I pray that he will continue in this step, and the Lord will see him through. May I equally use this moment to equally wish my state governor, President Buhari, a happy 68th birthday and 365 days in office too. I pray that God will see them through. Babajide of Lagos is doing exceptionally well. It's highly commendable.
Thank you, Dari. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you.
We congratulate Governor Dakwa Abiodun
60.
at 60.
Milestone.
And we also want to urge him that the Akute roads need attention. The rains have come, people in that area are in trouble again.
Especially those boundary communities
those,
that they started those projects.
When I talk about Akute, I'm talking about Akute, Ajuwon, Olambe, Matogun. There is no part of this whole area where you can find good roads. So the governor and the former governor constructed a bridge and stopped along the line. So the people of this area, they are asking our governor who is celebrating his birthday today,
Happy birthday.
not to forget them. They are wishing you happy birthday, but they are saying don't forget
Government is a
us.
container.
I've relayed their message to you, Mr. Governor, because when they see me, they will say, you too, you are passing through this road, and you are not talking about it. Are you going to tell that you enjoy the road? So I've relayed the message of the good people of Akute, Ajuwon, Matogun, Olambe, to the governor of Ogun State. Please, this is the time to go and help those people and fix those roads.
I have Adebayo from Ikorodu. Thank you for joining us, Bayo. Yes, quickly go ahead with your contribution. Hello, Bayo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. Go ahead.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Bayo.
Yeah. I'm saying that the road at Ojota, the road construction, it has been abandoned for so long. During the COVID lockdown, we were thinking that it was going to be completed. But up to now, we find out that the road is still as bad as we left it. And as a result of that, there is always
Traffic.
traffic jams from the express coming from Ibadan, from Ikorodu. So that is the cause of the problem. If they can fix the road.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure the governor is listening to you.
Listening to you.
No serious road works is taking place during this period.
Yeah.
Even the other major federal road
Roads,
constructions
because of-
have been stopped.
Bringing all
because
the
of the
flying them in.
COVID-19
Yes,
and all
it
that.
stalled a lot of things.
So, but I'm sure that Governor Sanwo-Olu is watching, and he will do something about the Ojota road that you talked about.
I mean, we're talking about funding.
Yes, I mean, funny. I like what the term that Mr. Governor used when he said creative financing for a lot of this very huge, massive infrastructural projects. And working with the private sector is key in making this happen. When you look at what was done on the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway, involving the private sector, the LCC, in building those roads and then installing toll gates there, it's probably one of the things that will probably be needed for this the Fourth Mainland Bridge and also the light rail projects, because I think at the end of the day, if they're going to achieve it, you have to have all hands on deck, and the government cannot do it alone.
And a lot of our people have also complained about the Ekpe road, that the road,
Ekpe.
the road is getting bad now. The road leading to Ekpe.
Yeah, that is especially talking
Yes.
to Ekpe town.
Mr. Governor,
and Lekki roads,
yeah, Mr.
very
Governor
bad.
needs to take a second look at that road, at that Aziz, and do something quickly.
Adewale is calling us from Ogun State. My last caller. Thank you, Wale.
I'm on.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
I want to thank God for the governor and all that he has done. Yes, I want to thank God for the governor of Ogun State and the governor of Lagos State.
Okay.
They are doing a yeoman's job, and I really appreciate all that they are doing. My God will continue to strengthen them so that they will do more. I want to say particularly concerning you people in Lagos that God has given you technocrats who are really doing the job. And I pray that God will continue to help him. Like Babajide have said, I pray you will not be distracted. But if he's distracted, God has given us people who will bring them back to the land.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's our job.
Yes.
That's our job.
Okay. Guys.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Almost to
It's been a long day for
120 minutes.
everyone.
Yes.
For the
And,
governor, he's been awake
since 5 a.m. in the morning.
5 a.m.
Commissioned several projects today.
We
And,
thank him for finding the
He was
time.
barely asking for 30 minutes. He was tired.
Yes.
Bega Koshile has been running around the government house. Bega, calm down.
No, but I think his response were quite robust and extensive over the last 1 hour.
Yes, in spite of the fatigue,
Yeah.
he didn't really show. He gained energy as the
As he's
interview
talking, gathering
went on.
momentum. Yes.
And we are happy, we are grateful to Mr. Governor for finding time to hang out with us on
The
Journalist
special
Hangout.
edition.
We know that there will be other hangouts
After this one.
after the hangout.
After the hangouts. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much for being part of this Inauguration Day special of Journalist Hangout. Thank you. Hope to see you next year. Hopefully by grace of God too.
By the grace of God, yes, indeed.
And the maestro himself we do it every day.
I agree to. We'll be back.
We'll be back. And that is our Inauguration Day special of Journalist Hangouts. Don't forget to watch Journalist Hangouts on our platforms showing on the screen. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.